Well, hello everyone. We're going to be writing an introduction to our Maury essay today. Who's excited? Look, here's Todd. Patty? All right. So you should open up your doc and we will do it together. Okay. So if you didn't do your MLA format stuff yesterday for some reason, make sure that you do that. And I'll post this doc, my example doc, on today's Canvas calendar if you need it. Remember, we did double space. We did 11 or 12 font. We added our heading like this. We added our creative title, and we added our page number there. So far, we just have 3 body paragraphs, hopefully about 3 different topics that Maury gave advice about. And we use that same format for each one where we explain his advice, we give a quote that he said with a citation, and then we talked about how it applies to you in your life. So today we're going to add our introduction. So it will go at the beginning. It'll be our first paragraph. So let me show you how we're going to do it. So I'm just going to press enter and then go back up, and then I'm going to start my introduction right here. So we're going to do 2 things in our introduction. One is we're going to just basically tell what the book's about, and then we're going to do a thesis statement. So starting with what is the book about? So say that I'd never read the book and I came up to you and I was like, yo, Gavin, yo, Grace, yo, Eli, or whoever you are. I'd be like, what's Tuesdays with Maury about? And then you would write about it. You would like, what would you say? You just write it and explain it just in a few sentences. So remember, whenever we write a book title, we're going to italicize it. So use your italics button anytime you say the name of the book. Okay. So I'm going to be, it's about an old man and a young man. Now you just write it how you would explain it to somebody. The author, Mitch Albom, was a student at Brandeis University. His professor, Maury, like that. He became friends with his professor, Maury Schwartz. Okay, so as you're doing it, like if there are words that you're not sure how to spell, they're all in the book, right? You can go back to the book, you can look at the cover of the book. It'll show you how to write Mitch Albom, how to spell Mitch Albom. It'll show you how to spell Maury Schwartz. It'll show you how to spell Brandeis University. So any of the words that you want to know how to spell, they're all in the book. So you can go back to and do that. Okay, so it's about a woman and a young man, the author of when Maury was dying from ALS, Mitch visited him on Tuesdays and learned many life lessons. Okay, so that's basically what the book's about. You'll write it how you want to write it. Okay. And then the last sentence in our introduction is going to be our thesis statement. So the job of the thesis statement is 2 things. One is to do the job in 1 sentence, okay? But the second job is to say what the main ideas of your paper are going to be. So we got to figure out how to do that in 1 sentence, and that will be our thesis statement. So I'll give you an example. You can borrow my example. You can also write one of your own that's much better and more creative than mine. Okay, so I'm going to say Maury gave advice on many topics, and the ones that most relate to my life are. I'm actually going to switch this to gives so that our verb tense matches. Maury gives advice on many topics. Okay, I don't like anything about this paragraph at this time because the verbs are like all over the place. We should have one verb tense, right? Either past or present. Okay, so I started with present. Maury is about this. He was a student. They became friends. Okay, I'm just going to switch to past tense because it makes more sense. Many topics, and the one that most related to my life were, and then you're going to list the 3 topics that you wrote about. So I'm going to be like death, marriage, and regrets. Okay, so the 3 topics that you wrote about, you just fill in the blank right there. Okay, so that's it. Again, on the thesis statement, feel free to borrow mine and make it fit your essay, or make your own that's much better than mine. But most importantly, it just needs to have one sentence, and it needs to mention what your 3 main ideas are going to be that you talk about. So that is how we're going to do our introduction. So after you've added your introduction to your paper, then you're going to resubmit it. So when you resubmit it today, it should have your intro. It should have 3 body paragraphs. And then tomorrow we will do our conclusion, and then that bad boy will be done. So that's the plan. I'll be around today, so feel free to email me, message me on Canvas if you need help with anything, and then hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right, peace out, kids.